Hello and welcome back to Captain of Industry. So we have got the farms all up and running. We've got food coming in. We've got so much food. 4 of them are now backed up quite sufficiently, which is obviously a good thing because it means that once it starts backing up over here, the medical supplies 3, they are backing up nicely, which is good to see. Is that going to cause any problems? Because the oxygen for the ammonia, no, it's only used for that system, so it's not going to cause any problems if that backs up. I don't think, anyway. We haven't got any food coming down here, really. We've got a little bit of biomass coming in to be burnt. That's absolutely fine. We do have some wheat coming in. I think that's wheat. We've got wheat and poppies on that line, but wheat is... no, that's soybean. Corn, wheat is indeed full, which is absolutely fine. If the wheat is full, the wheat is full. We are not concerned about that. It will get used when it gets used. Anything else will be processed out. This belt is looking quite full, but we don't look like we're backing up over there, so that's also fine. Fruit is basically full. So fruit will start backing up. Vegetables are full, so vegetables will start backing up and getting sent to processing. Again, that's all fine because it just means that we will start then making more animal feed to start with, which will go into the animal feed box. And if it can't make any more animal feed, then it will go over to the anaerobic digesters to make some extra fuel gas. And that's not a bad thing either, because that then will get pumped down to there, because the fuel gas does prioritize going out first, doesn't it? Yeah, and if it can't do that, then it goes into the burners. So that's all good. We are even making a little bit of graphite. Just a tiny bit, but a little bit of graphite nonetheless. We do want to think about graphite a little bit at some point soon in the future, because we are making graphite down here. We also have the option to turn coal and chlorine into graphite to make a little bit extra. And we do at some point want to transfer these over to arc furnaces. Now, let me just remind myself, arc furnace Mark II only takes 3 graphite for each of its recipes, but that means we would need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 times 3, so 66. We would need 66 graphite per second, which is quite a lot of graphite. It's quite a lot of graphite. This is probably not getting... it might be getting enough CO2, but that's probably just because there's CO2 backed up in the pipe rather than... actually have enough CO2, but that only gets us 6. So we would need 3 of these running, which isn't that bad. It would be like a, what's that, 800, 2.6 megawatts of power to do that, plus 72 chlorine, and currently we're not making a lot of chlorine. We do have a lot of chlorine down there. I don't know if we're piping that up. And chlorine just comes from brine, so chlorine isn't a problem to get hold of. So then we're just turning a bit of... I keep clicking on the wrong one. Where are you? A bit of coal. And it is a much better... oh, okay, hang on a second. That might be our next sort of big project. If we wanted to build all of this, how much is it going to cost us? We've got enough, so let's do it. That's going to get us extra fertilizer, and that's finally going to start using this, which means we need to unpause you, and you, and you. Which is going to drop the unity, because we're now doing stuff over there. Speaking of, the sulfur mine can probably be paused to save us a bit of unity again, because I'm guessing we're full of sulfur. We are very full of sulfur. We've got 5,000 in there, another 8,000 in there, and another 1,000 or so on the ship. So we've got about 9 and a bit thousand sulfur, something like that. No, more than that. We've got a lot of sulfur. We've got a lot of sulfur. Sulfur isn't really a concern right now. We do need to know if this box is getting empty, though. So notify me if you're 50% empty. Same with you, actually. I very much care if you are emptying at all. The uranium, I do care about. I don't think it's going to be a problem at any point, but let's put an alert on there just in case. Did I do the wrong alert? I absolutely did. Do that instead. Cool. All right, so everything's now alerting us over there. Food is coming in, food is backing up, everything's looking great. Let's speed everything up. So, we should now be making... You are paused for reasons. You are paused because we don't have enough hydrogen to run you at the moment. So we're running purely on what's coming out of here, which we don't have the sour water. Of course, we don't have the sour water yet. But that's going to be 36 ammonia, which is enough to run 3 of those. So let's pause that one because there's no point in running it. And if we're running 3 of those, we're generating, hopefully, 90, 130-ish. So probably just enough to run 1 and a bit of those. 1 and a bit is 1 and a bit. So let's get that up. We have limestone coming in. We should have sulfur coming in from somewhere. We only get sulfur from this when that's running. So that should be okay. Once that ship returns, which it has... So we should be seeing, yep, sour water going in there. Is that pipe big enough? Yeah, yes it is. Okay, let's just keep a little bit of an eye on this, make sure everything's running here. So you should be starting to get your sour water very, very soon. Yep, sour water's coming in, so they're all working. Excellent, they got the steam, they got the sour water. Let's just keep an eye on it, make sure everything's running. Quick check on that, make sure that's got the right prioritization. It does. So you're going to be pushing sulfur down here. They're running. These are processing it into fertilizer 1. You have enough ammonia to run. You do not, but that's absolutely fine. You are waiting for the sulfur to come in, and in fact you're still waiting for those to produce the fertilizer 1. You have sulfur coming in. You've got enough. You're just waiting for a bit more fertilizer 1 to come in. And you're running. You are complaining about something. You need to, you don't have an output for your fertilizer, do you? You clown. Right. Let's solve that problem. Let's not make that a 3. I don't think we need a 3, do we? Actually, I think we do. If they're all running, we would need a 3. So let's assume they're all running and everything is hunky-dory. So let's bring this, turn snapping off before it does something weird. Yeah, we're just going to... Nope. Turn snapping off for a very specific reason. It's because I didn't want you connecting to anything over there. Where do you actually need to go? Hold on a second. That's a very good question. Get rid of all that a second. You need to go to this pipe here, which will need to be upgraded. That goes most of the way up there, but then it splits into 2, so that's fine. So let's upgrade that one, so that's done. And then over here, if we take... Oh, I turned snapping off. So I want to come off of you. You are going to struggle to get out of here in any meaningful way, because there are pipes everywhere, but I do want you to come out of there, or go into there. So what if we come out there, go up to height 5, nope, go up to height 5, turn snapping off, go over to here, jump over here, jump over these, jump over these. Oh, you've done it again, haven't you? Stop trying to connect to things. Jump over to here. And at this point, jump over here and here, go down to here. and then connect into this, but I think you're going the wrong way. Yeah. So let's change the direction of that. Connect that to there, upgrade that pipe. Cool. Let's get that built. And that goes not quite all the way. Oh, but you are going the wrong way. Let's flip you. And that pipe should now be... That's still a 2. You need to be upgraded as well. And you're a 1, which has probably been a problem for some time. So you're a 3, you're a 3, you're not quite a 3 coming in. You're a 3 coming in. Cool, so that'll give us more fertilizer 2. The fertilizer 2 should be coming through a bigger pipe. That's what it should be doing. So from there, how far does this go? It goes all the way. Upgrade you to a Mark 3. Cool, and then you are definitely going to have to be a Mark 2. Does that mean it's a Mark 1 all the way down? Oh, and there's annoying little bits in there, isn't there? Ah, oh, damn me and my insistence on doing things weirdly. Let's just do these ones. So at least we're transporting down, even if it's only a 60 pipe in, hopefully that won't be a massive problem. And then we have a Mark II pipe coming up here, so we need to do the same thing up here. Upgrade this one, and this one, and this one. And again, I could just do a mass upgrade of all of the pipes to a Mark II. But I don't really want to do that if we don't need to. Trying to just save a little bit of Unity, a little bit of maintenance where we can. Okay, so that's that. We should be seeing a lot more fertilizer coming up here. We should be seeing fertilizer coming into here. So you are full. You currently have nothing. You currently have nothing. You currently have nothing. Oh, okay. None of you have nothing apart from you at the moment. But we should see that starting to change as we have more fertilizer coming into the system. We'll see. We'll see. Right. What else have we got going on? So this is all built now. This is looking fantastic. This is processing lots of stuff, except we didn't connect these in. Let's do that. Not sure what they are. Pipe 3s, that is unnecessary, but okay, fine. So you should be now sending that out. Why are you not sending stuff out? Because the output is full. It shouldn't necessarily be full. There we go. It's getting there. It's getting there. Cool. So now we have 3 of those making fertilizer 2. That is beautiful. Dirt is getting a little bit low, actually, but we do have dirt in the global dump, so let's take that out for the minute. I did see a comment saying that if there is somewhere to dump something, it will not dump dirt into the ground, but I suspect because we have this one on here, and I'm going to bring this up a little bit, it didn't matter so much because it was getting emptied at this end. It didn't matter what was happening. What's going on over here? Cargo ship is low on fuel. You should have fuel coming in. Do you need more fuel coming in, I guess is the question. I guess you do. Let's upgrade that pipe. We might need to upgrade this pipe, which goes most of the way back. Let's upgrade that, because we are doing quite a few ships, and if it's sending it too fast, it will just fill them up and stay like that. This one I suspect is going to be going out and in a lot faster. We also need to take slag off of the global dump, because we want trucks bringing slag in here as much as possible. In fact, I want trucks to keep that full. I don't know if I had that on any of the others. I don't think I did, but we want that there. That is fine. And then we probably want to upgrade this to make sure stuff's coming out faster. And I might even give that a... I'm trying to see if I can make that a bit prettier, but you know what? I don't really mind. Let's just get slag coming out of those boxes into this one a bit faster. So you should now be getting fuel a bit faster, except that is also a Mark 1. So let's upgrade that. And you're getting fuel a bit faster. You need fuel because you are out of sour water, and I'm guessing you have enough slag to go get sour water, but you can't do anything about it at the moment. That's fine. We need to try to get that going out fast enough. We have a high supply of fertilizer too. I don't really care about that anymore. The one thing I suppose I do care about is actually that over here we remove this again, which we just built. And then we want to get rid of this. And you know what's coming. We need a fluid balancer to go in here. Because we want you to prioritize that input from this one. We don't want to be potentially sacrificing the performance of our refinery. Like, we want the sour water here processed first. We want this all running first, rather than trying to use this down here. This should be used if it can be used. If it can't be used, hoo-ha, it's all fine. So for maybe the first time ever, we have a high supply of fertilizer too. That's amazing. So this is a 300 pipe, and this can carry 450. These are 200 pipes, which can only carry 200. So let's also upgrade these to make sure they are both actually filling this pipe up. Same over here. Let's upgrade these pipes to make sure that we are actually getting a full 450 coming into the tanks, and then a full 50 going out. And it remains to be seen whether that is enough to keep this all going. You still have no fertilizer. You have loads of fertilizer. You have none. Is that because you're just putting it all into the field? I don't really know. We'll just see how things go. Same over here, except you also have no fertilizer. So all that fertilizer is going somewhere. Maybe it just hasn't really filtered into the system yet. We're not going to worry about it. I probably want to worry about this, because that feeds this system. So that output that we have that goes out to the wider world, which is this one, I want to... I'm just going to pause the pipe. I'm not going to break it. I'm going to pause the pipe so that we have some sort of... somewhere there will be a pause displayed over it. Yeah, this one here is paused. That one was essentially taking water from these constantly and spewing it out into the main system. But we don't necessarily want it doing that. You are trying to reach something. You have changed your mind and you are now okay. That's all good. Down here, let's just have a quick check of our belts. You're fine, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. You are all fine. So everything's looking healthy down here. Yep, that's looking fine, that's looking fine, that's looking fine. Everything's looking quite fine at the moment. So one thing we do want to do is make sure that this team down here are prioritizing... I'm going to get rid of all of this. I want them prioritizing everything on this side, which they're already sort of doing, but I want them to do that faster. And the reason I want them to do that faster is that I want this side emptied like now. Because I want all of this gone. Because we need to start thinking about filling this in at some point. Because we are going to want to be putting trains down here. They're going to have to come in here. This is where all the ore stuff is. We want trains to come down here to offload. Don't want them offloading here and having to belt it all the way up here. We've got this huge space. We can just start clearing this mine out. So let's start working on that. How are all these doing? They're doing just absolutely simply amazing. We have a population drop. We also have a lack of unity. That's probably partially because that's just sorted itself out. So we no longer have a lack of unity. Brilliant. It fixed itself. Wonderful. So what do we have on going down here? Food's fine. Water's fine. Electric's fine. Goods are fine. We're not doing appliances or consumer stuff. And computing is fine. Now somewhere... Somewhere it tells you, is it if you click on a thing here? Yeah. So we currently have a 75% bonus to our unity because we are supplying water, electric, and household goods. If we can supply consumer electronics as well, that goes from a 75% bonus to a 100% bonus. Now I have never made consumer electronics. What do consumer electronics entail? There's this one. I'm just going to run down and find the rails to get rid of those so it doesn't confuse us. 16 electronics. Wowzers. That's a lot of electronics, and 8 electronics too, and 8 steel, and that makes 24. Can we find out how many we would need? We're going to have to redo this at some point, and I really don't like this being here. And also I'd like to belt the household goods in, really. It's not that far. Maybe we think about moving household goods and consumer goods, household appliances, down here, or maybe we start putting them like here, this side of this, sorting this bit out a little bit. I don't know. Anyway, if we wanted, I think if I put this down, we would need 33.9. So we would need 2 of these going, so potentially 32 electronics. Our electronics are over here. So we would need 2 of these upgraded to handle that, which is going to be an additional 48 copper. Now, copper is looking quite healthy. Whether we could handle that, I don't know. We might have to just try it and find out. If we were going to put this down here, this is glass, steel, and wood. So they share steel. We just need to get electronics over. Wood is already there, so that's not a problem. Steel is there, and we have to bring that down. What was the other one? Glass. Did we bring glass in over here for anything? No, glass comes down here. So we could belt glass in along there. So glass isn't a major problem. And then the electronics 1, I think we have there. And the electronics 2, we have there. So it wouldn't actually be a major thing. And I think expanding it down here makes a bit more sense. We just need to make sure we leave at least 5 tiles of room in here so that stuff can get to the rail tracks, because we are going to want to get to the railway parts at some point. You are blocked because of full output, because you actually have a lot of iron coming in. And you also have a lot of rock coming in. That's fine. That's because trucks are going so far to dump rock, because you are still currently dumping over here a little bit. That's great. I have absolutely no issues with that. You guys are trying to dig through there, but you are the Flattenator fast team, or speedy team, speedy Flattenator team. So you're working on it, but you're only little excavators, so you'll get there when you get there. We could chuck the other team over there, but they're doing such a great job over here. I don't want to do that. We still have no trees being planted over here. Do we have any lazy tree planters? Do I just need more? I was saying that. I was going to say, do I need more tree planters? I think they're just busy catching up with this constantly. Because we assigned more harvesters over here. But we're up to 79,000 wood. So, probably not a concern. Probably not a concern. So, quick fertilizer check. You are full. You still have nothing. We do have fertilizer coming in here, but only a tiny trace amount. I think it is just getting the field fully fertilized before it will start storing it, which sort of makes sense, I guess. Is the storage still full? Yes, we still have more coming in than we're able to use, so maybe we consider upgrading this pipe again. Because, yeah, this one is not really able to move fertilizer very fast. It makes me think that there's a Mark 1 pipe somewhere. So that's Mark 3, that's Mark 3, that's Mark 3 over to here. Then it's Mark 3's going in, Mark 3's coming out. This one then goes all the way up here. Yeah. Hello, Mark 1 pipe. I knew it. I absolutely knew it. So that will get more fertilizer through the system. So we were trying to fertilize all of our farms. All 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 8. Wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All 16 of our farms we were attempting to fertilize with a single 60 pipe. Weirdly, that wasn't working very well. What do we have going on over here? Potatoes are not backing up yet, but they will be soon. Snacks are slowly getting there. Tofu is not coming out because you are full of animal feed. The animal feed goes into there, into this belt, which is maxed out. That one goes down here into this, which prioritizes sending it into the buckets, but the buckets are all full, which is not a bad thing. If you can't do that, you take the animal feed and you send it down to this I just done it again. Click the U button. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but I don't want to upgrade it. I want to put that back to where it was, and I want to actually build that one. And then we're going to want to actually build this one. Okay, that explains why we've had no excess animal feed coming down into the system. Hey-ho. So that should now start coming down here. It looks like this whole belt is moving. That will bring it into this balancer, which just mixes the two biomass and animal feeds together and sends it down to the burners. Compost is full. They are being told to empty the compost, but they have nowhere to put the compost. That's not necessarily, well, it is a bad thing, because we do want the fuel gas. We could add compost to the global dump. That's something we could do. Or we turn it into dirt. Maybe we turn it into dirt, which means we need gravel, but I think we have rock up there already. So if we just come over here and we put this in here, you need rock and you need compost. So we would need to come down here, put a balancer in there. I don't know why we might want compost out there, but as it's already there, let's do that and say we're going to prioritize probably the other output, wherever that's going to go. That's going to come, it can't come out there, can it? No. Okay, so you're going to come out of here. You are going to come to here. You are then going to go up to height 3. You're going to turn magnet off. You're going to come here. You're going to go up to height 4, which hopefully means you can jump over that. You are going to come over here somewhere. And that's going to put you there for the minute. And then we also need rock. Now, we are running out of flatland. We've got a little bit of flatland. So we want probably just one of these, because it takes 24 compost and they only make one a time. And we only have, we only have 2 of them. Oh no, they make more because we have those as well. So they make potentially 16. potentially 32. So we are going to need at least 2 of them. So we'll make our standard 3. I also want to take you and flip you that way so you can share your water supply. So the water supply, do I want you coming off the main feed? Not really. I sort of want you coming off of this. So let's bring you down to here. How much water do you need? You don't need water. Why am I bringing water down? I don't know. It's because you have a water input on the... mixer, but you don't actually need it. You just need the stuff and the gravel. The compost and the gravel. So we need gravel. So we need a crusher. Do we need a large crusher? You need 24 each, so we could do 3 of those, but 3 of those is the equivalent to 1 of those, pretty much. I mean, it's a little bit more megawatts, but on the assumption we might well be expanding this at some point. It doesn't quite fit. We're going to have to do them this way. Oh, crazy. Where is your output? Your output's at the top, so let's put you in here. Now, we have rock somewhere. We have rock just here. Not a lot of rock. I think we're going to need to tell that to be full all the time. So we need this rock to come all the way over here somewhere. That one, I think. There you go. And as you need 200, we will probably need to upgrade you straight away. Which means you come back to here, which means you need to be upgraded as well. And we might need to give that a bigger storage at some point. Then we need the gravel to come out. That is going to come straight over here. That's going to come to here and over here. And we are going to plug gravel in, and we are going to plug gravel in, and we are going to plug gravel in. And we brought the compost this way. Is that the most sensible way? We do mix the compost but then it comes, it comes down there. So although it's a bit silly, we kind of do want it coming that way if we want to use that, which I don't know if we do, but it's what we're doing. So we're going to come off of here. This is at height. We only need this at height. It's not connected to anything. We need this at height 1. We need snapping off. You are going to come to here. Then we are going to take this. We're going to put snapping on. Oh, can it not go? It doesn't quite have enough space, does it? I don't think. It needs 3 tiles. Okay, that's fine. We're going to just move all of you back 1 tile, and we'll fix the rest of it in a minute. So you're going to go into there. You're going to go into there. Excuse me. You're going to go into there. Connect that. Connect that. Connect that. In fact, we don't need to move everything else. We still have 1 tile of space there, which is realistically all we need. If I turn that off, you'll be fine, except you didn't connect there, so we'll connect there, and we'll connect you there. You're going to be kicking out 48 dirt, so you need to be upgraded, and you need to be upgraded. And then we're going to take this over to here. And we are going to give this a large storage box. We probably need to upgrade a few more of these over here to large storage boxes. For now, this will be the only one. Dirt, keep you empty. And then let's build almost all of that. Let's get rid of that. That should be fine. We also got a little bit of... Oh, no, wait. I've automatically delivered all the components to those. I'm just going to let them build then. Fine, we've got a couple of extra belts we didn't really need. Whatever. Are you being built? Yes, you are. You just took in a little while. Cool. Okay. You are waiting for trucks. You don't need trucks. You don't need trucks. You also do not need trucks. And you need a recipe to tell you what to do. You are going to turn rock into gravel. and you don't want trucks. Trust me, you don't want trucks. Which means our fuel or our food build is now right up to the end of this. If we did want to do desalination, it would then be moved down here. We did mark this for water, actually, so it might not be the worst idea in the world. I think they were all trying to get to those. Yeah, I was concerned about this. How far back are you mining? Yeah. We are just going to copy this. I'm going to put this over this side. We are going to mark that for deletion. And we are going to, just to make our life mildly easier, we're just going to connect that into there, just to get the fuel out of there a bit quicker, which does mean we've completely blocked trucks off from getting into this temporarily. So do you know what? Let's upgrade this, and let's upgrade this. So then that should empty in absolutely no time whatsoever. Perfect. And then once this is emptied, which it now is, we'll also delete that and unity that. Sweet. So that's that problem solved. We might find that this is also going to go, but we will deal with that when it comes to it. You are now completely out of water. Not the end of the world. Like I say, we still have more water coming in from other sources. It's just not great. We could do with a bit of rain soon. Do we still have large amounts of fertilizer? Yes, we do. Are we fertilizing more farms? Full, not full, working on it. Get in there. Trace amounts of fertilizer here and there. Might need a bigger pipe. I don't know, like I say, whether it just fertilizes the field first and then starts trying to store some. So if we just leave that for a few months, it might sort itself out. You are struggling to find a destination you can reach, but you're not telling me the destination you're trying to reach. Does that mean we've just finished dumping out here? That's exactly what it means. I thought we told it to do more than that. Yeah, let's get this going and filling that in as well. Because that's not a lot of room. If we're thinking trains at some point, I know it's probably going to change a lot before we get to a train sort of stage, but let's get a bit more filled in there. The next thing we want to do is start thinking about hopefully filling in the sand mine if they've gone down deep enough. Oh, how much more have you got to mine there? Okay, so you've already gone to a flat 13 there, and it hasn't breached the surface. But by Jove, that is close. So we couldn't go down any deeper if we wanted to. But I think that's about as deep as we need to go. So that is our absolute limit. I probably should have been a bit more careful with how far I dug down. Because we don't want to flood this mine. Because if we flooded this mine, we'd have to fill this in before we mined it again. Right, here we go. Yeah, so you are now about to go, so we're going to move you over here. We're going to unity you. Do you come with the appropriate area? Exactly the same. Do you? Blimey. So you've got 2, 4, 1, 2. So let's give you 1, 2, and let's give you the same area as this one, which is all of this and then a little bit extra going up to here. Okay, so that's that done. Let's just delete this one before it collapses into waste and frustrates me greatly. Building pillar may collapse. Oh, okay, fair enough. Let's get rid of a chunk of that and unity that. A low supply of naphtha. Okay, let's... Oh, I mean, a low supply of naphtha, but a lot of things are paused over there. Hopefully, this is now working. It is. It is not sending dirt anywhere, though. I'll build another belt I didn't need. Oh, well, because we didn't build the dirt storage. Okay. Now it will be using up the compost. How much compost do you take in? Slightly more than a Mark 1 belt. Slightly more than a Mark 1 belt. So let's upgrade you. And let's upgrade that bit. I don't think we needed to upgrade that bit, did we? Probably actually. Okay. Tree planter is struggling to find a destination it can reach. I mean, that's fine. Don't go there. Go to all of this. Okay. I don't know what's going on with this tower. I don't know what's going on with this tower. So, don't plant up on the side of the mountain. Let's get rid of all of the places there are oranges, because that's saying it can't plant there, which is fine. I don't really want you to plant there. And it was just me being a bit gung-ho previously with the tool. Oh, I thought that was going through there. It should still be able to get over there, though. I still don't think there's a reason it would... Okay, that's all the oranges there gone. Let's get rid of them on this side as well, just in case. I'm going to leave the game paused for a moment. I can't plant over here because it's rock. That's fine. What are you doing? You've got wood. Are you stuck there? It looked like you should be stuck there. There are tiny little pieces of dirt here and there where they've managed to squeeze a little tree in. Let's just get rid of all of that. And then there's a tiny little bit over there, and then there's one in there. And then there's a little smidgen over here, but also don't plant on this mountain. Okay. And also one little bit there, because there's a little hillock we never got rid of. Oh, and also there. Okay. So there is now nowhere you should be trying to plant that you can't reach. Does that mean that you go off and do something useful? Yep, you're going to go and plant in the middle. Someone please come through here. Nope. 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 Do not understand. No place to dump products. You are trying to dump rock. You are full of rock. You are being told to empty rock, but we have too much rock in terms of trucks. We've got a couple of sleepy boys. Oh, but those are those ones. We don't care about that. You're sleepy because you can't do anything. Yeah, we just don't have a lot of trucks. How is hydrogen looking? Still bad. So let's come over here. Let's build 5 more big boys. Now I was trying to save a bit of headroom. So we've got a max of 260. I was trying to save a bit of headroom so that we could look to upgrade trucks at some point. Not upgrade, so we could build more digging teams is what I was trying to say. That would have been very useful for us. We have a low supply of uranium rods. Okay, let's follow this back. So you make 2 uranium rods. The uranium rods go straight into here. Yeah. And you, at max power, use 2 uranium rods. So you should be making enough uranium rods per cycle for it to work. To do that, you need 2 enriched uranium, which comes from these. We are only making 1 enriched uranium. Well, that explains that. So if we wanted to double this up, we would need you and you. I'm honestly surprised it has taken this long for that to come to light. Yeah, we want that all built as well. So you use hydrogen fluoride. We are currently making 12. That's fine. You use reprocessed uranium or yellow cake. The reprocessed uranium comes from somewhere over here, I think. Yep, so if we've got it, we've got it. If we don't, we don't. So in that case, we need yellow cake. They use 3 each, so they are using 6. This makes 6. So we are going to need this as well. So we're going to need this, we're going to need this, we're going to need this. You need 12 acid, and you dump another 36 of this, which should be fine, because you can do 108. Okay, so you're fine. 12 acid. So we're using 24 acid, that makes 36. We're also using 6 over there, so we're using 30 acid, except this acid is going over to here, where we're maybe using a total of 36 acid, and you make 36 acid. It's as if that's planned, isn't it? Okay, so let's get all that built. We should immediately start seeing these getting the yellow cake and the hydrogen fluoride in. And they should immediately start producing the enriched uranium. When I say that's low, what is that on? 50%. So we're okay. We're not in any danger zone. I am going to change that to be 75% because... yeah, that's a problem. You are struggling to find a destination you can reach. Where are you trying to reach? You've changed your mind. You have not changed your mind, you've changed your mind. You have nowhere to dump products. You are full of rock. And you can't get rock in there because that is full, but we do have trucks coming to empty it. We just can't empty it fast enough. It is what it is. Are you still going back further? If you go back that far, that's going to collapse. So I'm going to take off that bit. I don't think there's actually any iron in there for you to be worrying about. So I'm going to get rid of that. Do we need this bit over here? Yes, we do need this bit over here. Excuse me. I normally try to mute, but I sort of forgot there. So let's get rid of that bit still. Let's get rid of that bit still. Okay, so it gives you something to do, but you're not going to destroy the ore sorter, so that's fine. Trucks are occasionally trying to find somewhere they can reach, and you're struggling. That's because you want to upgrade that, because that never got upgraded, because we didn't have the stuff at the time. We are unable to unity it. Why? Oh, we have unitied it. Okay. So that solved that problem. Trucks will no longer try to do that. You got a little bit of water. It's raining, so it's going to refill it slightly, but you're going to keep running out. That's fine. Low supply of naphtha will hopefully start creeping up a little bit. Now that we've paused another one of these, and we're only running 2 of the naphtha processings. Okay. Fertilizer is full. How are we doing time-wise? It's getting there. So we now have 3 farms at 100%. And 3 farms at that end, 4 farms at that end, and 5 farms at 100%. These are taking a little bit longer to get there, but I think they're going to get there. We have a health crisis on the go. That's fine. We are starting to send more and more food down here to be processed. Are you processing this? You are processing as much sugarcane as you possibly can at the moment. Is there anything we can do about that? Well, we could put another one in. That's something we could do. So if we just copy that. Bosh. 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 Should have copied more of the belt. Oh well. Because this is starting to back up now. And if that's starting to back up, we can't get Poppy out to get into our medical system. Not a massive concern because we're full of medical supplies 3, but we don't want that to last forever. So let's connect all these pipes. I realize I said pipes. I obviously didn't mean pipes. We then need a flat connector to go there and there and there. And then we need a pipe connector to go up to height 1 to go there and there and there. I think that's everything we need for them, isn't it? So let's unity at least 2 more. And realize that you were never processing flat stuff, but you're not trying to really worry about it, so that might not be a problem. Okay. We've also got a Mark II pipe there. Do we need a Mark II pipe? At most you make 14, 14, 28. Yeah, we do need a Mark II pipe. Okay. Okay, so you are now starting to process more. Do we need to upgrade these belts? I don't think so. Because you're only at max processing 14 stuff. So again, that is 28, 40, 56. Let's just see how it goes. It'd be nice if we could have like a sushi box, by which I mean a box that can store lots of stuff, just so I could have a buffer box there that I could put an alert on, which would let us know if we're getting too much waste product. Because obviously that's going to become concerning if that continues. In terms of waste products, we're going to have vegetables, we're going to have fruit. Bread is almost full, so we're going to be chucking a lot of wheat away. Corn is full, potatoes are nearly full. We have been chucking some potatoes down there. Tofu is not filling up at all, but hopefully it is starting to back up somewhere. It is not starting to back up at all. Ah, but it's because it hasn't filled this up yet. But it's close. It is close to filling up the tofu. It looks like that is going in the right direction. Excellent. Everything's looking really good at the moment. We want to get this up to level 4, I've decided. We do want to do that. You are busy going down there. I'm not going to worry about the sand that's left in there. How far back are you mining that? All the way. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Do you go... yeah, you should probably get that little bit there as well. Okay, so let's do that. And then, is that... What is that? Is that just rock in there, I think? And once you've done that, we'll do the same thing, but in the other direction, which means you'll have to put another ramp in somewhere. We'll probably just drop this down to a level 13, I guess. But once they've done that, we can start slowly filling this bit in and getting this up to height 4, because they should very soon be finishing that bit over there. It's just a lot of driving at the moment. That's the problem. Do we want to think about turning on research? What do we have to research? We were researching... Oh, that's something I noticed just before I started recording. I noticed that these 3 are running for literally no reason. So let's change that. Yeah, if that fertilizer is still absolutely maxed out, it makes me feel that we need to put a bigger pipe in again. Maybe it'll start balancing out when the farms start filling up. I don't know. How are we doing with that? You're up to... Or you're starting to fill up. So we're up to 4 there. I don't know why that one's filling up so much faster. Maybe just the type of crops we've got in there? I don't know. But that does mean we should start seeing a lot more crops coming out, which is absolutely the case. And we can see the belt is actually starting to back up quite significantly. So we probably need to start thinking about upgrading en masse a lot of these, except we don't want these upgraded. Because if we upgrade these, we have 2 200s trying to feed. But then we're going to have... I think we just have to upgrade those to a 3. Not that it's going to matter if it's full anyway. I don't know. Let's just do a mass upgrade down here. At least 2 there. We don't want to do flats. Get those off. We don't want to do the 2s. We want to do these up to a Mark II. Do it. And then I'm going to go through and I'm going to manually upgrade these ones to Mark IIIs just to make sure if we can get stuff in the box, we are actually getting stuff in the box faster than the food that's coming in. Ah, that could explain why... Oh, hold on. What has gone on there? I broke that for a reason, didn't I? Because there's no point in putting canola out into the system. So that was a very purposeful break, so that's okay. You do not need to be upgraded because we didn't upgrade any of those. So actually you can cancel that. Okay. And then we are going to come over here and we are going to go Unity, please. Cool. What are you? Sugarcane. Oh, looks okay there. Sugarcane from a distance looks gross. Looks really gross. Right, so all the food is now moving at a steady, flat 2 rate until it gets down to here. I don't think that's a massive concern. Let's just look at this for a second. Yeah, so all the sugarcane we're making is going out there. We shouldn't be seeing any potatoes going out, which we're not. Even though those are Mark II belts. It's because we're not getting enough Mark IIs in to worry about it. We've got quite a lot of soy coming in, but nothing going off of these belts. That is exactly what we want to see. So that is all working as nature intended. Yep, just making sure all the output belts from the farms themselves are now empty, because we did see them backing up down there. But we have got like basically full belts of food. I think there's maybe tiny gaps here and there, but that fertilizer has had a massive impact on the amount of food we're producing. I can't tell. Now the flat belt should be in a lot better position because there's only a couple of flat belt products. So 4 flat belts for all those are probably excessive, but it is what it is. Looks like we are now processing more of the food at a better rate, so that is good. We are taking out... Oh, hold on. What are you doing over here? You are taking out the soybean, the wheat, the corn, and the potato. But you are feeding 4 of those into a single Mark 1. Let's upgrade that to a Mark 2. I also feel like if we are doing this, we need to have more of these. Because it doesn't look like they're too busy, but that's largely because most of the food's getting chucked back into the system to be processed. So let's build a couple more of these. Let's also, because how much do you take? You take like 60 each, so each of these belts needs to be, apart from that last one, but I'm going to do it anyway. And then you output potentially quite a lot. So yeah, upgrade, upgrade. Whoa, don't worry about you. You're okay. Well, are you saying that? If you're spitting out 108, it only takes 2 of you to max out a Mark II belt. So maybe we do need to worry about upgrading you. Let's get those built. Yep, that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see more of this coming down here rather than getting chucked back into the system. Because let's make more animal feed if we can. If we can't, then it gets burnt. Hooray! So you're... Don't. You already don't. Let's upgrade that one and that one at the very least. That's a big belt to upgrade, but okay, it's probably necessary. Although then the animal feed coming out of that is definitely not that fast. So we also want to upgrade this belt here, which goes how far? All the way? Saves me having to faff around with it. Where do you go there? You go into a balancer. Is that just to mix with the biomass? I think so. Well, let's upgrade you anyway. And then let's upgrade you again, because I think you're going to need it. Which means this belt here. Yeah, so what do you do there? You got an output down here. Ah, because you're turning animal feed into stuff, but the biomass looks like it is starting to back up somewhat because we are not getting rid of... Well, that's poppies coming in. It just looks very similar to the biomass. Is processing the biomass more important than the animal feed? Do you know what I think it is? If we're getting less biomass as well, let's make sure the biomass is being used up first. And there's literally no point in that being more than a 60 belt, but do we want to increase that? Do we want more compost being turned into more dirt? Or do we want to burn the animal feed? That's the question. This should definitely be a bigger belt. As should this. And this. And this. In fact, it probably needs to be a Mark III, but we're not going to worry about that. Yeah, I feel like turning it into more compost is probably more beneficial for us. So let's also build that. We've got all sorts of things going on. Don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care. Yeah, it's about the same. Do care but fixed. No place to dump products still. That's because we've actually finished doing this bit over here, have we? Yes, perfect. Okay, so in that case, we are going to come over here. We are going to get rid of all of this because it is confusing for me. Oh, I looked over there and I saw a 0 in my recording software and I was like, I forgot to record again. But no, it's not that. So we want to come in here at a height of 3 and we want to dump everywhere. Just dump all over the place. Wherever you can dump, dump. I'm going to leave a little bit. Yeah, probably about that much, just so trucks can continue getting around the corner if they need to, because we haven't put any ramps in here. So let's leave that. Let's get that to height 3. Have you finished over there? Nope, but that's a whole lot of rock for you to be dumping. So go do that, which also means we can start getting rid of some of the dirt at some point. That's also your problem, I think. Because you are just digging out a lot of rock, so they're digging up a lot of rock, but they've got nowhere to put rock. That's fine. That will be sorted in the end. There is a little pile of waste there, which is very annoying. I wonder, I did see this trick a while ago. Is that enough for us? No, it's too high. Because if you pop down ghosts, it can flatten the terrain around it. So if you just do have a little, do you see that? Can just flatten. If you've got tiny little bits, it will flatten it out for you. That is unfortunately too high for us to flatten, but you can see it has flattened that a bit underneath there. And that's because the ghosts do still have physical properties. Even though they are ghosts, they are actual physical properties. What cannot reach you? Yeah, no, I see what you've done. You've all got yourselves stuck because you're idiots. Let's is that my fault? It might be my fault. Am I an idiot? Probably. Let's get rid of all of this for a second. That side is fine because you're giving yourself a little route there, are you? I don't know. Let's get rid of all of it. And then let's do a little bit of dirt dumping to make some ramps first, shall we? So we're going to come over here. We're going to make a little ramp, which is going not the way we want. We want this. So we're going to make a little ramp here. That's what we want. We're going to make a little ramp over there. We're going to make a little ramp just there. And we're going to do these out of dirt. And we'll put a little one in there as well. Software recording crash, yay. Using dirt so that obviously we don't have to go back and dig up rock anymore. I am mildly concerned that you are all on your way over there. And the game did briefly unpause whilst I was dealing with the software crash. So I am very concerned that we've got trucks coming over that have already pathed over there to dump rock. You absolutely did. Like loads of them. Loads of them. And you're still going, in fact. And now you've realised that you shouldn't have done that. Bit late now, isn't it? Bit late now. Right, you are still immensely stuck. Let's recover you. We should hopefully be seeing some trucks going to get some dirt. Dirt is not in the global dump. Do we need slag in the global dump? Not by the look of it, because we are not producing enough slag. Yeah, you can't get there because you're stuck, but no, not you. Wrong button. That one. Do we have trucks coming over to make our little one dirt ramp we're making now? I don't know why it's saying trucks can't get there. Are you all absolutely stuck as well? No, you should all be fine. And we are making our tiny little dirt ramps now. So that one's done. That one's done. That rock ramp is done. And this mixture of rock and dirt is soon going to be done. Excellent. Well, that was a lesson in annoyance, as is often the case with dumping. I could be a lot more specific with my dumping and just basically turn off the global dump and then do all the dumping via towers. That would probably be the more sensible option in terms of mitigating these fairly consistent mistakes we're making. But hey ho, we live and learn, right? We live and learn. So if we just do like all of this side first, they should have some lovely ramps they can now use, and it's going to stop them from getting stuck. And it's going to give them somewhere to put all that lovely rock as well. Cool. No place to dump products. That will be sorting itself out soon. Let's get rid of these ghosts. They are somewhat in the way. You are still digging down here. Oh, 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 oh. You can't really dig much more there, my friend. Don't do that one. You can go across there, but if you go any further, like that is a square away from collapsing. So that is fine. You just do what you're doing over there. Yeah, concerned that we're not getting a lot of slag in this. I mean, we do have a lot of slag in there, and these are largely full. I don't know where it's put in the slag, if... Like, these are outputting slag. Oh, because those ones aren't full. Yeah. But you're not going. Waiting for there isn't enough cargo to pick up. But I thought you would go... Is it because these are full? These are not full. One of those is full. So that's why it's not going at the moment. So we might be okay. Naphtha is... Maybe... I think it's basically steady. I don't think it's increased or decreased. Okay, okay. Where are you going? You're confused about something. I don't really know what. Lots of messages popping up and then disappearing again immediately. Have you got yourself stuck? Of course you have. Off you go. Right, that has given us a fairly close location to dump lots of rock, which should get these all running nicely. Sweet. We are starting to see a number of these belts backing up all the way now, which is good. I mean, ideally, you would have it so that, you know, you are outputting an equal amount of food to that which you are producing, so you're not processing any waste. But on the other hand, if we process waste, we generate extra dirt. It's not necessarily a bad thing. And we also generate fuel gas, which is definitely not a bad thing. We are starting to see a lot of backup coming in now. That is less good, and that's partly because all of this stuff, like this filters out the goods that can go into the processors here to be turned into animal feed, but we're not getting this stuff through the anaerobic digesters fast enough. So do you know what? let's get some more anaerobic digesters. That puts us up to 6. At which point, we are possibly just at the point where this needs to be a Mark II. And possibly this one as well, but that's probably fine for the rest of it. You output piddly amounts of that, and probably enough fuel gas. It needs to be a Mark II, but it pretty much already is, so that's fine. This one here, which sends the fuel gas back up there, I don't mind that being a 60, but we might need this one to be a Mark II. Where do you go? You go over there and connect into that, which is already a Mark II. Yeah, let's upgrade you. Just in case we produce enough fuel gas to get down there. We are still not seeing any fuel gas storing up, but we do have a lot of fuel gas processing, so I wouldn't necessarily expect to see that. It does look like our hydrogen is filling up, which makes me think we are now producing more fuel gas. Doesn't look like it over there, but I think we might be. So it's probably about time for us to start thinking about wrapping this up. I just want to see if we can see this getting rid of stuff faster. Let's upgrade a couple more of those just to get it down to these a bit faster. I don't think it's necessarily necessary. Necessary. You have got wheat on you. You don't do wheat. You do wheat. So is that because... Why do you have wheat on you? Why didn't that wheat get filtered out here? They're all set for wheat. Okay, you have wheat on you. You are one belt of wheat, which is going to come down here. And you come through okay. And then we've stalled while it's doing more processing. Yeah, we'll have to just sort of keep an eye on it. But we're going to be... Oh, is that the poppies? That is beautiful. Look at that. Little swaying in the non-existent wind. I love that. This is low, but it didn't empty before the rains came, so that's not a bad thing. Fertilizer-wise... Not doing great. Still on the 3. And this one is almost up to 140%. On this side... Oh, we're doing amazing. So now that those are all full, we should start seeing these filling up more. Because obviously more fertilizer will be going down this side. As long as we don't have a stupid... I thought I'll just have a check. I was like, I don't think it's going to be the case. I can't see I would have made that mistake twice and missed another Mark 1 pipe. But you know it's true. You know it's true. Alright, so that will hopefully do that, which is only going to exacerbate this problem of us having now way too much food. Way too much food. Yeah. Genuine first world problem. Too much food. Don't know what to do with it. We're just throwing it away, basically. We're just saying, we've got too much food. Let's turn it into animal feed. Let's just turn the animal feed into compost. All of the animal feed that goes down should be coming back in anyway. Yeah, that's this one here. Does not seem to be going anywhere near as fast. Because in here somewhere? No, that's all one. You could probably be upgraded. So we're sending a bunch down here to be burnt. That definitely needs to be a Mark II. Oh, not burnt, turned into compost. That needs to be a Mark II. Did you see that? What a terrifying thing to see at the very end of a video. Little flashes of power. Little flashes of power being a problem. Oh dear. Okay, well, these are backed up. Do we want more of these, making more compost? Because I don't really want to just burn all the animal feed. But we are going to get to a point where if animal feed completely backs up, which it's not a million miles off. Where are we at the moment? Yeah, because we've got animal feed that comes in from other processes as well, of course. I don't know where. If you can't get rid of the animal feed, you can't get rid of the corn mash. Anything else make animal feed? Same. If you can't get rid of the animal feed, you can't make flour. Yeah, it's a problem. We are not currently at the point where we're making food packs out of tofu, but it's starting to back up a little tiny bit, which is good. Yeah, I mean, the animal feed is backed up to here at this point. It is very, very close to backing up entirely. So I think before we finish up, we do want to get a couple more of these in. Oh, I just wanted you to connect. I just wanted you to connect nicely. And then under here. Yep. And then on this side, that's all fine. Yeah, let's get... Oh, it's just going to be more of a drain on our power. But let's get a couple more of those built. Okay. And they take nope. And you're already nope. Does that mean you're not nope? You're not nope. You should be nope. Where are you trying to reach that you cannot get to? That bucket there. In what world can you not get there? Also, why is everyone trying to pick up sand, but you cannot get there? Is there a reason you're trying to put sand in there? Are you trying to pick up sand from here and drop it in there? I just don't understand what your problem is. Well, just to mitigate that, because that is a relatively recent problem because of that, we can get rid of that. We can put a U-shaped lift in. We can flip this around. We can put that... Nope, we've gone the wrong way. Pop that there. Put that up to height 5. Take this. Connect that to there. And now you can get in there again. I have solved that problem. Yeah, so you take in 24 animal feed. You probably need to be upgraded. And then you output 12 or 16 compost, so probably you, and you need to be upgraded. Which means that realistically, all of... I don't really care if that pipe gets upgraded. All of that also needs to be upgraded. Okay. So yeah, the backlog has largely gone down. We could upgrade this to Mark II pipes, but honestly, there's not a lot of point. You are still trying to process just all the sugarcane in the world. Just all of the sugarcane in the world that comes in. Which is fine. If you're going to process it, process it. So we should be seeing this backlog starting to go down a little bit now, hopefully. But I mean, if it can't go there, it goes over to here, and this should be burning. You're not burning because your exhaust isn't going anywhere. Your exhaust, that's the steam. Your exhaust is this one, which goes into the exhaust scrubber, which can't get rid of its CO2 because I never built the CO2 pipe. Fair comment? It's a fair comment. That is 192, so that definitely needs to be upgraded. I think, what did I just upgrade? Oh, I created a ghost, which is why it done it immediately. But that means that you need to be upgraded, which means that you definitely need to be upgraded. And you process 144. I mean, it depends how fast it gets filled with exhaust, I suppose, doesn't it? Because it takes 480 exhaust, they only make 36. Okay, so that might be part of the reason why we are not seeing a lot of animal feed getting processed, because these have basically never been working. They should now be working. You should now be scrubbing. You should be making a little bit of slag. You should be making a little bit of CO2. You should be making a little bit of low-powered steam, which is going to go in there, and it's going to get lovely and vented off into nothingness, and it's going to make a little bit of water for us. But obviously, it's going to be a water loss, and that's going to get pumped into the system. You make 60 or 72 water, which means that and that definitely need to get upgraded. Because if you make 72, I need you to get rid of that 72 straight away. Okay, so, right. This is all just backing up even more. I feel like we need more anaerobic digesters. I feel like we're going to run out of space for anaerobic digesters. I had planned this to be expandable for what I thought would be a very long time. But this is proving me wrong. The only thing I doubled up rows of was the chickens, because I'd only vaguely dabbled with chickens in my previous series. But it's the sort of thing I was like, we might need a lot more chickens. We might do chickens next time, actually. I really need to finish up. But I'm deeply concerned about the amount of stuff that we are unable to process. You're not unable to get rid of any of your products, are you? You are just unable to process that fast enough, and there's no upgrade for an anaerobic digester. Definitely should have made 2 rows of anaerobic digesters. Okay, let's do some more. I mean, why in the world would you do that? Let's process even more of the waste food. Yeah. So we could put more on this side underneath the boilers, but if it turns out later on we need more boilers, that's going to annoy me. The alternative is that we move this down to the edge, bring it along here before it goes up, so we can put more in here. I think that might be the option we go with. It's a bit unfortunate because it means we're going to have to redo all of this belt work. We're going to have to move this compost box. We're going to have to move this dirt box. We're going to have to move this graphite box. I suppose if we just build them on the edge and then belt the stuff down to them, that'll sort of temporarily fix that. Yeah, we can get the stuff down there fast enough. It's just, oh, fuel gas. It was on 44 earlier, wasn't it? It looks like that has immediately given us lots of headroom, though, so cool. Malachi is struggling to find somewhere. Is that because you've just finished mining everything? Yes. You think you can't get over there? Oh, I see. I see. That's fine. Because you don't need to get over there. So there is a little bit more there. We could... Where there is pure dirt. So we thought we got a low over here where we have like a rock hill. Where there is dirt... Look at that. Thank goodness this game doesn't have like waves or tides, because we would be screwed. Oh my word. I was going to say let's go further over that way, but I'm pretty terrified that if we go further over that way, there's more dirt and it's going to cause more of a rock slide. So we're not doing that. Absolutely no way we are doing that. Instead, we are going to come over here. We want to get this down to -13. We can only really do one more up here. So we're going to come to, in fact, do we need to do that? If we just go from here, stop being weird. Okay, so I give you a flat there so that you want to behave. So we're going to come down to 13. We're going to go flat. We're going to come over here. No more real dirt, which will cause us any problems. And then we can come over here, and then we can come over here. Like if we're going to flood the mine, let's do it early, right? So let's go over there. And then before I do anything else, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to tell all of you to travel to there. Before you start digging up in a silly, silly location. Yeah, like you. You were going to go there and you were going to start digging up your ramp from the bottom. Let's not do that. I knew it. I knew they would do something stupid. Right. Time to finish up then. So, pretty productive video. We may not have achieved vast amounts. Like there's no massive new building that's gone in or anything. I love the fact that the titanium island is just part of our island now. It just is. It's just there. We have started emptying off like all the rock that has been building up, which is fantastic. Coal mine is looking terrifyingly empty. Iron mine, honestly, I just kind of wish it was gone at this point so we could start filling it in. How far are you mining over there? That should be fine. I don't think we're going to break anything. We might break this path. If we do, we will just put temporary bridges in somewhere. How are we going to get over that? I don't know. I don't know what we'll do then. I guess they can always just drive around there. It's a long way to go, but there is a backup. Okay. No, you... Oh, you have got yourself so stuck because you can now not get up there. Okay, let's just recover all of you because you're all stupid. Oh? Oh, no, that's not going to work. It's not going to work. Okay, awesome. So what have we done? We have greatly expanded our excess food processing, although still getting a lot of food coming out. The belts up here are starting to back up quite a lot, actually. Like, they're not quite full. They're full when they're at the 60, but as soon as they hit the 120, they're... 120? The 200, they're okay. But we're only really just getting the food out of the farms there. And if we look down here, we're probably going to see, yeah, a lot... Everything is 100% fertilized. That is incredible. That is incredible. It, of course, means that we have got just vast quantities of food that is going to get thrown away. That's all full. Potatoes are very nearly full. Soybean is full. We may have gone a bit crazy with the soybean production. Canola is filling up. That is a problem because the only thing we can do with canola is burn it. So we might want to put in... yeah, you can just burn it in a burner, which just produces pollution. There's literally nothing you can do with it, and you can't do anything with the pollution. It's just pollution. So we might want to put in, if we start seeing this, I'm going to put an alert on this one, actually. Notify me if you're 75% full. If that starts filling up, then we will take the excess out, and we will just burn it up here, I guess, because why not? Animal food is full. This is all working, I'm hoping. That's full. Oh, it's all just looking amazing. It's all just looking amazing. The animal feed backup has been cleared by putting on all of these, which is making us lots more compost, which we're turning into lots of dirt, which is fine. Yeah, this is just backing up again. It's backing up a little bit there because it's trying to get rid of as much. So we got, yeah, a full 4 belts of the foods that can go down here, which get turned into lots of animal feed. So I feel like this actually needs to be upgraded. And probably at least one of you. I'm going to do 3 of you, just to make sure. Because I'd like to see all of this going down here and this backing up before it starts sending food out there. And so 4 full belts into 1 200 is obviously not going to work. But it looks like the excess food problem has been solved. We are on the limit of what we can deal with in terms of anaerobic digesters. We are on the absolute limit. But that should be having a pretty positive effect on our fuel gas. Hard to tell, because we're taking some of it and turning it into helium. Hydrogen. Diesel is now a problem, however. I don't know how much fuel gas we're turning into hydrogen. But I'm going to pause a lot of those. I might leave... We've got 4 of them over there. I don't know what it's prioritizing for the fuel gas. I don't know whether it's going into these first. It does not look like it. It looks like it's going into these first. So I might pause a couple more of those. I don't care. Truck should not be trying to get to you. And then, yeah, we won't be able to process as much of the fuel gas down here, so it should go over there. I could look at the prioritization stuff, but I can't really be bothered. Awesome, cool, fantastic, amazing. Things are looking so good. Slightly terrifying, but it looks like we are actually out of iron there, so you don't really need to dig that out, do you? Can't see any iron over there, so you're just digging up rock for the sake of digging up rock. So don't worry about it. Yeah, no, it's cool. Just focus on where there's actually iron. All right. So lots of progress today. We've definitely stabilized the food. Looks like this is now filling up, probably because we're filling up with fertilizer 2 again. I mean, we're not at the moment, but as the farms are now full, that will probably start backing up. Everything's just looking so good. Look how much food we've got. 51 months of food. Power is terrifying. Genuinely terrifying. I thought that would keep me going for like until we got to the next grade of whatever it's called. Nuclear. That's the word I'm looking for. I thought we'd be fine until we got to that. But we saw that spike. We only have like what 20% headroom on what our current consumption is, or our current demand is. It's not a lot. We could always turn these back on, of course, which gives us a little bit of breathing room. But I feel like we're getting to the point when we need to say we need to redesign nuclear with 2 reactors. I don't really want to redesign nuclear because it's not going to fit in there with 2 reactors with 8 rows of steam. I think we need to think about nuclear going somewhere else. So maybe we need to think about moving the captain's office and the... bearing in mind they were put there. That was put there because that was the corner of the island at one point pretty much. So maybe we move those right down here next to the shipyard. And we think about redesigning nuclear to fit. We could probably get away if this starts backing up again, this storage, which it is. If we can get that storage pretty full. Receive from belts only if below 120. I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to get that just maxed out. Because what I'm thinking is we keep that going. We get that full, so we have got loads and loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of fuel. We then design nuclear Mark III, as in Mark III design for us, because it'll be the 3rd one of these. And then we move these, we move all of this, we delete this corner, or maybe, yeah, and we need to keep all that. We delete this corner, and we put nuclear Mark III in here. And this becomes one huge nuclear site. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. Well, I hope you continue to enjoy Captain of Industry. I want to keep playing. I'm just like itching to, but it's like 11:30. Well, in fact, it's 20 to 12 at night now. I am travelling to London tomorrow with my family to go to the CBeebies prom. So it's a really early start. We've got an early train so we can get there with a lot of time to do stuff tomorrow. And I've obviously wasted way too much time recording this. My wife will probably be very upset that I'm even recording in the first instance, because I should probably be sorting stuff out and cleaning the house. Oh well. If you are enjoying this, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, all those amazing things. Oh, they started planting over here. Amazing. We've got 80,000 logs, but yeah, cool. They actually started doing what I wanted them to do. So we definitely know that we have enough wooded area to deal with. No, I'm not going to worry about it. It's cool. Whatever. It'll be fine. It'll all sort itself out. This is almost there. That's looking great. They are basically struggling because... yeah, trucks have got to drive 1,000,000 miles now to get rid of the rock. That's fine. Yeah. What did I say? I did the like, comment, subscribe bit, right? Yeah, cool. All right, I'll see you next time in Captain of Industry. And as always, thank you very, very much for joining me.